let's get started. My first YouTube video, and I'm extremely nervous. Okay, Tuesday, July 20th. He doesn't text me is becoming a thing. I'm shooting in 10 days, and I feel like a total fraud. I'm a total amateur. I only have half of the film. I have no idea how to do sound. Whatever I'm doing is just not right. Why am I such a loser? So dramatic. Hello. I'm going to tell you how and why I made a short film by myself. First off, I highly recommend for you to watch it. It's just 3 minutes and 8 seconds, so it's like 10 TikToks or 30 Instagram stories. So yeah, you have time. I'm just kidding. Okay, don't take me too seriously. I had this idea for a while. You know, I was always fascinated by like a one-person concept. And back in 2019, I recorded some videos with like a similar topic, you know, a girl being alone in her apartment. But at the time, I didn't have the story. This year, I finally came up with a story. I wrote a script, wrote it really fast actually. And in about 15 minutes, I wrote it in my notes on my iPhone. It's not that I'm a genius, okay? It's just a very short script. And then I rewrote it in final draft. I only had 2 drafts. After I wrote the script, I started to think, how can I make this film? I was thinking, okay, I probably am going to need a cinematographer, a sound person, and an actress, and I'm going to direct. But at some point, I have decided to do everything myself just because I wanted to do it for as little money as possible. And it seemed like something I could do. Like I'm able to act and be that character. So there it was. And on July 11th, I tweeted this. So this tweet got 2 likes. And at the time I had like 5 subscribers. I now have 180. Not to brag, but you know, pretty popular. Those 2 people who liked it, I felt, okay, cool. You now hold me accountable and I have to get to work. So I think mid-July, I started pre-production. Section 1, pre-production. I gave myself 2 weeks to do pre-production. I wanted to take this film very seriously from the start. Every single frame had to make sense. So I really wanted to put a lot of effort in making it as close to perfect as I can. Okay. First thing that I did, I wrote a shooting script. And when I wrote it, I got really scared because I realized that I have 19 scenes to shoot. And by scenes, I mean beats, where I like do something in the frame and it changes. So it's not like a scene, it's like a little scene. Some of those scenes have like parts, A, B, C, D, so it's like more than 19. It's, I would say 25 roughly. I didn't count, why? I don't know. And the most important part for me of pre-production was really visualize it and really kind of know what will be going on in each frame. I didn't storyboard this one. I knew that it's gonna take place in my apartment. And what I did the first weekend, I literally was like walking around my apartment with a camera looking for a frame. These were my first stills that I took. Sorry about my clothes. I was at home and I was like just trying different things. And since I knew something about photography, I see the frame. I did quite a bit of photography in my lifetime. I knew something about photography, okay? The thing I knew nothing about is the sound. Watched a bunch of YouTube videos on the subject, and I ordered the $13 lapel mic, which is a Boya, just a regular one from Amazon that everybody uses. And I tried it, and I think it didn't work the first time, and I had to order an adapter. When I finally connected all the dots and wires and made it work, I realized that it's not appropriate for my thing that I'm trying to do, because it just doesn't give me the effect that I wanted. I really wanted to record like the room sounds too. Closing the fridge, closing the door, spraying the detergent, trying to light the lighter. I wanted all those sounds, and with a boya mic, it's just impossible. And I was, oh my god, do you hear that sound of a fridge? It had to turn on when I'm talking about the sound. Unbelievable. Watched a lot more YouTube videos on the subject, and I realized that I really need a shotgun mic. I ordered the one from Amazon. Rode Video Mic Go. By the way, do I pronounce Rode correctly? I say Rode or Rode. I don't know. I tested the camera. I found my frames. I had a bunch of stills, but I didn't really test the Rode mic. If I tested the mic, I would have noticed that my apartment has a lot of sounds that get in the way of recording good sound. First, the fridge. Second, I had this fan on the roof that would turn on and off randomly. I had no control over it. While it's on, the mic picks up all that noise and your sound is basically screwed up. Also, the walls are pretty thin and there's a pool outside, and in summer, like, someone was always hanging at the pool. If I tested my microphone properly before, I would have noticed all that and I would take note. But I did not, hence I made myself do some extra work. Also, since the film was very short, I decided to really make like a test version of a film and see how it looks like, if it matches the image that I have in my head for it. So that's what I did. You know, I shot and edited it all together. It was exactly what I wanted, luckily, and I was kind of happy with the result. Part 2, shooting. I shot it on July 31st. That was Sunday. Woke up at 4 a.m. Really wanted to take advantage of the cool lighting that entered my apartment at 6:30, and it stayed like that until 7:10. I obviously did not use any external lighting besides natural lighting. Most of the scenes I'm facing the window. I worked with what I had, which is sunshine. I didn't shoot chronologically. I shot this scene and this scene first, just because of lighting. Fun fact, at the time my balcony had cracks and it was pretty dangerous to even walk on it, let alone jump. So I was taking a lot of risk for you, my audience. Scene 2A, take 3. Or not enough. I knew that the scenes from the second part of a movie will have to be first, just because my hair was fresh. I almost have no makeup intentionally. It's a story about a girl at home. I don't know about you, but I rarely wear makeup at home. Well, except for now. Why did I ask him to stay over? I fuck yet. I don't look at the camera. This is all bullshit. So I created a production schedule and I was going according to my schedule, shooting scene after scene after scene. I shot for about 12 hours. Yeah, maybe longer. And I was exhausted. That was my mistake number 1 during the production stage, thinking that I could finish everything in one day. Each little scene took about 10 takes. I really overestimated my ability to do that. and I ran out of memory. I started shooting a short film with a bunch of crap on my memory card. The night after the shoot, I was like going through that old footage, pictures and videos that I took months ago, deciding what I need to keep. That was extremely stupid. Please, format your memory cards before you shoot something. It happened. Mistake number 3 that I made during production stage is, as a direct consequence of me not testing the mic, all those external sounds that I was talking about earlier, I did not notice them when I shot. I noticed them after. Although, I listen to every take in my headphones, but it's very hard to hear that the fridge is loud while the fridge is being loud. Since I did not have experience with this, I just could not catch it. Mistake number 4 is that a lot of takes were not in focus. Ideally, you just put like an object, a backpack or like a suitcase or something in order for camera to focus on you. Somehow I just like skipped this part. I don't know why it didn't cross my mind to do that. Beach, boil faster. Ridiculous. Right after I shot it, I rewatched all of my footage and I discovered all of those flaws. Screwed up sound, screwed up focus. Plus, I did not do everything that I wanted to do. So I had to do some additional shooting the following weekend. Also, some takes I just didn't like. I didn't like how I looked. I didn't like how I acted. And the whole week, I was just trying to figure out which scene to reshoot, what went wrong. So the following week, I did all that. I shot it in the span of 2 days. I was paying attention to the external sounds. I made sure the fan was not on when I'm recording sound when I'm shooting. I turned off the fridge, made sure to do it early enough so the kids are not at the pool. However, since that whole week was so stressful and I'm telling you guys, I looked older. I had eye bags. You could tell that I'm exhausted. I could not put the take from the first day and the take from the second day of shooting next to each other because that would be like my evil twin who lived in a war zone or something. That's why I sort of wasted a lot of time again. Okay, scene 18, take 3, and I'm coming to your house. Right after I shot the film, I went to the store, bought 2 external drives, backed up the footage. I think after that, I took like a week break because I was tired. It was a lot of work. Part 3, post-production. I started editing. I used Premiere Pro. I edited some stuff before, so I knew how that works. But that was my first narrative film that I edited. Mistakes were made. I was stuck on some scenes for days. Cutting and adding back, cutting and adding back, and I couldn't figure out what was wrong. Fuck, do you hear that? What was I talking about? Editing. So during editing stage, I discovered that I just don't like sound on a lot of takes. And the way to fix it is ADR. I re-recorded the sound on a bunch of scenes, and I think it was like 8 scenes. Okay, bitch, let's record this vibrator. And by September 25th, I basically had a finished film. I invited my friends over to my place to watch it. That was like the most stressful day of my life. But luckily, they liked it and they said that it's good. So I was given notes. And after that, I was just so sick of it. I don't know, something clicked in me and I couldn't look at it anymore. Sometimes I would make myself and I would like work on it for 20 minutes and my whole body and my soul just rejected it. I didn't know that happens. I just thought that I'm lazy, that I'm not disciplined enough. I was like beating myself up because of that. And then I went to Austin Film Festival and I met a few filmmakers who said that they experienced the same and that you really need to take your time. You really need to take a break at some point. In my case, it's like me, I'm looking at myself, I'm hearing myself all the time, so that's like an extra level of I was just tired of looking at myself. I came back from Austin with the idea that I'm normal and it's normal. I realized that I kind of missed it and I have to finish it. So I finished it in the following few weeks, incorporated those notes. And in the meantime, I was like sending it to people here and there and getting feedback. Although it's super scary. I kind of wanted to show it to other people and see what they think, you know, because how bad can it be, even if it's really bad? The first film is probably going to be bad, so it's like, it was expected. But surprisingly, people liked it. And all those people who saw it before the official release, thanks a lot. I really appreciate it. So yeah, middle of November, I finished it and I submitted it to 2 short film online premiere, the websites, which were, can I say it? Yeah, why not, right? Short of the Week and No Budge. Both of them rejected, which was fine. I hope, which was fine. And I mean it, like, it was fine. Obviously, I wanted to be selected, but I didn't let myself go, you know, deep into my depressive state and saying, oh, I suck. I know that I don't. After they declined, you know, I worked on it. Oh, one more thing. One of the scenes that made the final cut wasn't in focus. Can you imagine looking at that 3-minute film for 2.5, 3 months and not noticing? That's what I did. I replaced that shot with another one. I changed everything that needed to be changed and I uploaded it on my YouTube, my Vimeo. I did it. Now to my favorite part of this video, references. When I was thinking about, you know, making a film in my apartment, the first thing that came to mind is this French New Wave film by the director Jean-Luc Godard called Breathless. And Breathless has this sequence of 2 main characters hanging out in an apartment. And an apartment is tiny and it's just 2 people, but they always do something.
C'est quoi faire la tête?
Faire comme ça.
Moi, je trouve ça me va très, très bien.
It's not boring at all. And I was always fascinated by this scene. When I thought about my film, I thought of Breathless. And that's why I chose the striped shirt too, because that's what came to mind. Also, why black and white? Because a lot of directors' first short films are in black and white. I wanted to fit in. But honestly, yeah, I mean, the reason is the same for everyone. You don't want to deal with color because color means a lot of things and I'm not that experienced in color grading too. Yeah, it was just easier to make it black and white. You know, I think Greta Gerwig said, I really like Greta Gerwig too. And I sometimes would write like random quotes and she said, okay, I don't know. I didn't write it. If it's black and white, it's already like not real. So you go into this world, right? And black and white is the ultimate cinema.
The black and white, it's good for cinema because it's already a metaphor. It already isn't life, which is an advantage. That's what we want. We're not recreating life exactly. It's something else, and it already makes you feel like, oh, it's a metaphor. It's the outline of the thing. So you're already in that mindset when you're watching it, which I think about a lot.
This director of La Haine, The Hate, what's his name? Matt T. Kosovitz, he said, make anything black and white and it becomes political. So I thought He Doesn't Text Me is pretty political. It's a very important subject. I'm just kidding. I was trying to be cool. Also, I took a lot of references from Fleabag. Phoebe Waller-Bridge is my icon.
Gotta think about all the people I can have sex with now.
The queen of comedy.
Martin.
I admire her.
I admire how much Harry commits to our breakups.
She is the best.
I hate myself.
I love her so much, and I stole a lot of visual references from Fleabag specifically, and the whole concept of, you know, breaking the fourth wall and talking to the camera. Kind of stole it from Fleabag too.
He's just a cunt.
I love Fleabag.
Amen.
Also another reference, and it's used in a bunch of films, changing the hair halfway. So the first half of the film, I have my hair in the bun, and the second half of the film, I have it down, and that means something. The first reference that came to mind is another French New Wave film by Agnès Varda called Cleo from 5 to 7. The main character in this film has gorgeous hair, first half of the film. And then at some point she just takes it off and we realize that it's a wig. And that's like mind-blowing.
Un cri d'amour. Seul laid et livide. Voilà. Si je pouvais m'arracher la tête avec.
Changing the hair is a good indicator of character change. Another reference is Jane Campion's Sweetie. I was blown away, honestly, when I watched this film because I've never seen such frames anywhere. Anyone doing ever.
Hey, look. We'll pick him up. I'm not proud.
Jane Campion tells the story with feet. Looking at you, Tarantino. The way that she uses framing of characters' feet inspired me. You can insert a joke about foot fetish, but I don't care.
Hey, do you know what your feet do?
When?
When you're having sex?
Yeah.
I was just really inspired by this film and the framing, and I was trying to do something resembling that. Yeah, I think I'm pretty much done. I told you guys everything. To wrap up, it was a great experience for me because I wanted to really get a feel of what it's like to make a movie and be a director, a writer, a cinematographer, a sound person, an actress, myself. Now I know that it's very hard. But it was rewarding. It's out there. So yeah, it was a lot of experience. Good and bad. I love it all. So I guess like and subscribe and comment. I won't promise you a lot of content. You know, a 3-minute film took me 5 months. The next one is going to be 6 minutes, so I'll see you in 10 years. I'm just kidding. Bye.